across America, incredibly talented artisans are making amazing objects the old-fashioned way, by hand. This episode of Handcrafted America is custom built for comfort and beauty. And I'm starting out in Charlotte, not too far away from where I grew up. There's an artisan here that I'm dying to meet who makes custom blue jeans.
I get compliments on this pair of jeans more than any pair of jeans that I've owned.
And I'll be joined by a very special surprise guest. Here's a hint, we share the same jeans. Next, I'm heading north to New England. I'm meeting a woodworker there who customizes her furniture with the tiniest pieces of wood I have ever seen.
It's all made up of veneers that are only a 32nd of an inch thick.
Finally, I'm going to the Pacific Northwest, where this bed maker is building beds one at a time to fit each customer's unique needs.
There may be a window next to the headboard. The mattress might be an 18-inch thick one. They may not have a box spring.
Who knew there were so many different ways to make a bed? Man, these artisans never stop surprising me. I grew up in North Carolina, out in the country, and if there's one thing country folks love, it's blue jeans that feel good, look amazing, and fit perfectly. So today, I'm gonna meet a craftsman who delivers the ultimate custom blue jean experience. And to do that, I gotta head into the big city. In the heart of uptown Charlotte, Stan Frazier is the owner of the clothing store Straight Stitching Company. He hand sews both ready-to-wear and custom-made jeans. He uses beautiful, high-quality denim. Stan's customers, like architect Ryan Miller, say once you own a pair of straight stitch jeans, you'll never want anything else.
I get compliments on this pair of jeans more than any pair of jeans that I've owned. I love the way that they fit. I love the fact that I got to choose everything about them.
Stan specializes in men's jeans, so I've brought along a special guest to serve as our model. He's 100% North Carolina and 100% real man. My dad, David Big Wag Wagner.
Stan, how long have you been doing this?
I've been sewing denim for about 20 years now.
How did you learn how to do this?
My mother, she was a seamstress.
What was in you that spurred this love for denim?
Just wanting to do it and intrigued by it and watching my mother be so successful with it, I said, hey, you can do it too.
Stan was 16 when he made his first pair of jeans, but he didn't open his own shop until years later when he got out of the military.
By the way, you're talking to an old jarhead here.
All right. Well, I've served in the United States Navy as well.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, too. Show these jeans.
Stan asked Dad to try on a pair of jeans that will serve as a template.
All right, Big Wag, come out. Let's see what you're working with.
Oh, here it goes there.
Ta-da!
Stan carefully measures the waist, thigh, knee, and ankle.
We really have to get this down to a T so that, you know, the start of the new cut, we can get it perfect and we can contour the jean properly.
And now for the fun part. With Stan's help, Dad begins to choose what he wants in his customized jeans. Dad first looks at denim from around the world. There's even some made right here in North Carolina.
Selvage denim is the most durable.
Right, it's the most durable fabric and also the most expensive as well. When you talk about selvage, you're referring to the self-edge of the fabric.
That self-edge keeps the fabric from fraying when it's cut. It makes the fabric stronger and more durable than regular denim.
The average denim is not binded on the edges. It's not a tight weave, and it doesn't really stand and last long.
I like this, the feel of this right here.
Great choice.
That's what I like.
Dad's chosen his denim, but there are still a lot of decisions to make before Stan can start sewing.
He can choose his thread, he can choose the size of his back pocket, he can choose the size of his patch, he can choose if he wants a zipper or if he wants a button fly. He can even choose his pocket liner as well, and we have some great fabrics for that. The pocket liner's inside. It's inside the pocket.
Inside the pocket.
So there you go.
If you got any money, you know, you choose
You choose
this.
that one.
If you broke, see, you choose the polka dot.
Okay, yep.
I'm gonna choose the polka dot.
The pieces are strategically chalked onto a width of denim so there's no waste of any material. It's like a little denim puzzle. And each piece of the puzzle has at least one selvage edge.
Here's your jeans, Dad.
Yeah, a lot of material in it.
A lot of material. When you say scissors, you mean scissors.
Scissors. We make sure we stay on the lines so that we won't mess up the cut of the jean. So we want to take our time, and every time you take a step up, you want to place your hand to hold the fabric down.
Why don't you do that? Make yourself useful.
Now, seriously, you're trying to go too fast, I believe.
Why don't you leave your hand there?
Well, I'll tell you what, won't you
Well,
just...
if you're messing me up, if you grab my hand, you're messing me up. I need stability.
Yeah,
Don't talk.
Looks like I might have to put Dad into a timeout soon. He's being disruptive. And Stan needs to concentrate. We're coming up on the most difficult part of the jean making process, and I think Stan is going to make me take the reins, so to speak.
Don't mess up.
Ah, don't do that to me! Okay.
I'm learning how to make custom blue jeans today at Straight Stitching Company, and we're just getting to owner Stan Fraser's favorite part, the sewing. It takes Stan at least 5 hours and 8 different machines to sew just one pair of jeans.
Through all this process, what is the most fun part for you?
The straight stitch is my favorite.
A straight stitch is one of the most basic ways to sew fabric. The thread goes up above the fabric and below it in a straight line with no loops or crosses. It sounds simple enough.
So now you're gonna wanna put your hand here, and keep the other hand here.
Okay.
There you go. Don't mess up.
Ah, don't do that to me! Okay. Oh, so stressful.
Great job. That's what we call straight stitch.
Since Stan is busy teaching me to be an expert straight stitcher, one of his tailors is branding and staining the customized patch for Dad's waistband. Aha, the pieces are starting to come together.
All right, Stan, these are starting to look like jeans.
Sure are.
A lot of jeans.
Right side to right side.
Right side to right side.
That's right. All right?
I love the feel of this denim.
Yeah, it's
I do.
raw.
These jeans are the most comfortable pair of jeans that I own. As you wear the raw denim, it sort of molds to your body, and you're never gonna get that with a pair of pre-washed jeans.
In the beginning, what was the toughest part for you?
Figuring out the parts, how to put them together. Once I sewed 2 left legs together. Right.
This machine is called a serger.
It cuts the fabric, all the frayed edges, and it winds a thread pattern around it to keep it secure.
Oh, look at that.
You see that pattern?
Yeah. So what is this little funky metal thing here?
This is a folder, and it folds the fabric around
Right.
and hides the seam, and also puts the waistband onto the top of the jean.
It's perfectly even.
Yeah,
Thanks to that little metal part, huh?
that's right.
From this angle, you can really see how the silver cone folds the fabric on one end, creating the waistband.
Beautiful. We have a waistband.
All right.
Dan, we have a waistband.
Yes, we're getting there.
This 60-year-old machine recreates the hand-stitched buttonholes of the past. Belt loops are reinforced. No detail is left undone. A pair of custom jeans starts around $300. Stan presses the button onto the jeans with another machine and then adds that hand-printed pocket patch tailored for my dad, Big Wag.
Okay, Dad, come on out.
All of Stan's hard work really pays off.
Nice.
Ain't no question about you, the man.
Dan the man.
Stan really is the man. He has a great eye for design and total command over those machines. It's obvious to me that Stan is doing what he's supposed to be doing, creating beautiful, handmade clothing. I'm about to meet an artisan who paints her furniture. What's so unusual about that? Well, these paintings are actually an intricate jigsaw puzzle made of thin wooden veneer.
It's all made up of veneers that are only 1/32 of an inch thick.
Mind blown.
The
The North Bennett Street School in Boston opened in 1881. It was actually the first trade school in America. And Paula Garbarino was one of the first women to graduate from their carpentry program. And today, she's going to teach me how she paints a picture with wood. Somerville, Massachusetts carpenter Paula Garbarino is a carpentry pioneer.
As a female in a male-dominated field, I think Paula really paved the way for other women.
She didn't set out to change the world, she just wanted to build things. As a little girl, she was more interested in building toothpick furniture for a dollhouse than playing with it. In the 1970s, Paula was drawn to the building trade and decided to enroll in the North Bennett Street School, something only 3 women before her had ever done.
It was new turf for women to be in building trades.
I do so love a trailblazer. Paula's signature style is called marquetry, the art of making a picture with wood. Okay. So this is called marquetry, right?
Yes. It's all made up of veneers that are only a 32nd of an inch thick.
It turns out marquetry is a complex process of layering thin pieces of veneer to form an image that can be inlaid into a larger piece. Did you make this?
This I made about 20 years ago. It's a little dovetail box, and I wanted to decorate it.
Okay, so you don't just do marquetry, you can actually build anything.
Well, my training was in furniture making, but I picked up marquetry about 15 or so years ago as something that I could take it another step further. We needed background. I've chosen a ribbon sapele. Then for the leaf, we have the dyed green.
Beautiful. Okay.
And then for the petal, this Karelian birch.
Beautiful, okay.
And
Paula shows me how to cut the veneer into small pieces using a veneer saw. We go in one direction to release the fibers, and then in the other direction so it doesn't split.
Beautiful.
Next, Paula explains how to use the pattern to build the layers of the flower.
We start always with what's furthest back.
First, she positions the pattern over the background piece. We're getting ready to draw our first leaf.
We have a grain condition you always want to be attentive to. And you want the strength of the grain to follow through into the point of the leaf.
Okay.
So it's along that axis.
The green veneer is placed under the leaf in the pattern and taped down so it doesn't slip. Paula slides in a piece of tracing paper, and then, think 3D people, she traces the whole leaf because we are building layers, and part of the leaf is under a petal. At the end of the trace line, where you won't see it, Paula marks the spot and drills a hole for the scroll saw blade. That scroll saw blade is so tiny, looks like a little piece of dental floss.
I'm lifting up the arm.
Okay, and I'm gonna
just feed into that hole. So then I tighten the blade in place, and I can hear that it's tight like a string.
music on it if you wanted to.
A harp. And I'm going to cut along the line. And then come back and finish the cut to the hole.
By taping the green veneer to the background veneer, we've cut the shape of the leaf and the hole for it at the same time.
And if I just lift this up, see, it doesn't drop out. There's no gap.
Okay, so that's the veneer tape, right?
Veneer tape on the side that you're not looking at so it doesn't get in the way. We can take off this temporary painter's tape, and we can still be looking at the picture.
So you do each one of these little sections at a time.
Right. So we've got a petal to add.
Okay. Oh, becoming a flower.
And the next step will be the 3 stamen.
The ebony stamens get added next because they're behind the final 2 petals. After Paula preps the saw, it's my turn to cut it. This is no joke. Oh, Paula. I feel like that was childbirth.
Yeah. You did it. The next activity is to create a little extra 3D effect by dipping an area into heated sand.
Okay.
It will create an extra line or dimensionality that will emphasize the fact that this is behind the other two petals.
Using playground sand, a skillet, and a hot plate, Paula creates a cool 3D effect on the petals.
See, it started.
Wow.
All along this edge, it's been singed darker.
Wow, Paula, it made those petals just pop out of the page.
It really feeds into that idea of painting with wood.
Paula's pricing is all about intricacy. Library steps run about $1,700, while an elaborate cupboard is more in the $18,000 range. Next, Paula covers the back side of the flower with glue and adds another piece of cross-grained veneer, making the whole piece stronger. She uses some cowls for pressure, clamps it all down, and lets it dry for an hour. Then, Paula cuts it into a circle, forming the final medallion.
Here it is.
How about that?
Oh, wow, Paula, I have so much more appreciation for marquetry.
When I first saw Paula's work, I wondered how skinny strips of veneer could possibly become a beautiful picture. Now that I've seen her do it, I'm downright amazed at her patience, her vision, and her skill. This artisan makes handcrafted, one-of-a-kind custom bed frames, as if it wasn't already hard enough to get out of bed in the morning.
There's nothing better on a cold, damp day than to curl up in a warm, cozy bed.
I'm here in Portland, Oregon, a city where entrepreneurs know how to turn creativity into a business. I'm on a mission to find the perfect bed frame.
Chris handcrafts furniture that he obviously cares about, and it's well made and put together meticulously.
Chris and his business partner, Jeff Ferrando, create furniture suitable for even the most demanding taste.
It's made better and it lasts longer and it's got a story, and I think that's cool.
It's rare for the beds to be the same because there may be a window next to the headboard and it has to fit under that. The mattress might be an 18-inch thick one versus a 6-inch thick one. They may not have a box spring, they may want a box spring.
Delia Furniture, named after Chris's grandmother, has been in business for 20 years.
I think I'm in the right place.
Chris, what is one of the most important parts of the process for you in making one of your beds?
It's about the design. You know, as the saying goes, the battle is won or lost before you take the field.
It takes Chris a while to come up with the perfect bed design. Once that's done, he begins by handcrafting the bed's steel foundation.
Where do you get all your steel?
We buy it from a couple different mills. It's brought in, comes in 20-foot lengths. So we're gonna chop up some of that big 20-foot length stuff and make it manageable. And then we're gonna take all those pieces, assemble them, and you can help me do that.
Okay, awesome. Here we go.
I'm making the leg of someone's bed. I get to do such cool stuff on this show.
And there you go.
Super. Now we can take some steel rods and we can show you how to manipulate them in some really pretty shapes.
You mean bending steel?
You can do it.
Some of Chris's bed and furniture designs call for bent steel. Where's a superhero when you need one, huh?
You want to just push this over.
Just push it over.
Just push it over.
Push it over.
Yeah, just feel. It's not as strong as you think it is.
Just kidding. There you go. Okay,
Keep
and
going
now
over. Just keep going over.
Yeah?
Just start pulling it around.
And with this hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
And use your thumb as the guide on your right hand.
Just manipulate it, yeah.
There you go.
Leverage. Always about leverage.
Hand her the cheater bar.
You're not impressed, are you? 'Cause I'm
It's
holding
fluid.
it.
The main thing is it's pretty. You know, it's a nice fluid straight.
And I bent it without heat, which is amazing. And it felt good. I gotta say, I feel really strong and powerful.
After the steel base is welded together, Chris begins to incorporate the wood into the design.
I'm always searching for new materials, but right now wood is what I'm into, and it looks great.
Chris first cuts the bed's platform.
Most of the time we use a 1x4 pine slat, which I cut to fit and then get sanded and have all nice corners and edges.
He then creates the base and headboard with other types of wood. To round and smooth the corners and edges, Chris uses a belt sander and 50 grit sandpaper.
Now I'm going to use a hand tool in various stages of finer and finer sandpaper to make it nice and beautiful and smooth. For every board, I'll spend at least an hour and a half. Then it goes back on the bed, and then it gets lined up, and all the joints have to be sanded so they match up, and then that gets sanded again. But to protect it, I will put a sealer to it, and it makes it look good and it makes it last forever.
I like the color it is now.
Delia pricing depends on materials and labor. Beds range anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000.
Considering how much time we spend in our beds, shouldn't they be crafted just right? I think Chris gets it perfectly.
If customization is the name of the game, these artisans are all winners. Stan Fraser offers so many design options that customers are truly given the opportunity to make their own pair. Paula Garbarino custom builds her craft one microscopic layer at a time, ultimately creating works unlike anything I have ever seen. Chris Carty works with each individual client to design beds that match specific needs and are visually stunning. This is handcrafting at its best. Customer visions coming to life in the creative world of our artisans.